Hello and welcome to this session on SQL tutorial. Now in today's session we will be talking about certain data sets which we will use for our SQL programming. Now let me introduce you to the two data sets which we are going to use today in our session. One is employee attrition. Now as you can see, we are using MySQL as our SQL database, in which we have already prepared databases for two tables. One is employee attrition and another is Olympic events. So in this due course of this session, we will be showing you certain queries, certain analytics which you can perform on different types of the data columns which are present and what intelligent inferences you can make out of this data. So we are going to first talk about the employee attrition. Now let me first make you aware what kind of columns, data types and data which we have prepared. Now if you see the employee attrition table, there are these columns. So I'll just try to alter the table first. Okay, so employee attrition table, these are the columns like age, attrition, business travel, daily rate, department, etc. I'll show you the sample values. Okay, and employee ID is the primary key, which is and it's auto increment. So basically any new data, any new employee details which will be entered in this table, a new ID will get generated for the employee automatically by the database. So just to let you know, we are using MySQL Workbench, which is the tool available to interact to query server. Now you can see the table. You have the age of the employee, whether it is the employee has exited, attrition yes or no, what was the business travel frequency, what was the daily rate of a particular employee, department to which he belongs, distance from home, education field, to which education background he belongs to, environment satisfaction, the work environment satisfaction. This is the feedback survey data which has been accumulated, the gender of the employee, hourly rate, job involvement, job level, what was his role, his or her role, the level of job satisfaction, marital status, monthly income, monthly rate, number of companies total the employee has worked, whether he performs overtime yes or no, the salary hike which he has been given, the performance rating, his or her relationship satisfaction, total number of working years, work-life balance, total number of years at the current company, and years in the current role, and years since last promotion. So these are important in order to identify whether the employee is having has received the promotion basis the salary hike, performance rating, etc. So we will look what all we can do with this data. And last is employee ID. Okay, now basic SQL query, you run select star from employee attrition and you get the entire data. Okay. Now for example, I want to get a query to find the details of employees under employee attrition having 5+ years of experience. So what we will do now is we will do a select star from employee attrition table, but now we will apply filters like what is the age of the employees. We want between 27 and 35. So the first filter which we will apply is that we will get the list of employees which are in the bracket of age 27 to 35. So we will use something called as a between clause. So between 27 and 35 means 27 and 35 inclusive. Okay, so you can see a person with age 27 and also you can see a person with age 35. Now what else we need is that who are having 5+ years of experience, right? So there is a column called total working years. Okay, so basically we want anyone which is more than or equal to 5. Okay, so we'll say total working years greater than equal to 5. Now, if you see the total working experience column, working years column, anyone which is more than equal to 5 is present. Now, you might want to check what is the total count of this whole, data set. You can say total, select count star and run the query again. So total 455 employees. And what is the total count of our data set without any filter? 1470. So 455 out of 1470 are the employees which are having 5+ years of experience and belong to age group 27 and 35. So I'll roll this back and I'll fire my query again. Now, this is one example of a very straightforward filter criteria, and we have used the between clause. Now, let's take a look at another example. Fetch the details of employees having maximum and minimum salary, working in different departments, and who have received less than 13% salary hike. Now, less than 13% salary hike, so there is a column called percentage salary hike. So we need someone who is less than 13%. So we will put the filter criteria of less than 13. Now, secondly, we want the maximum and minimum salary per department in different department. So first of all, what we have to do is, I'll first break this query for you guys. So first, let's just filter the set of employees who are having salary hike less than 13%. Okay. Everyone who has less than 13% is now in my list. Now we need to use our another feature of SQL analytics is called group by. Now we want what is the maximum and minimum salary in each department which people with less than 13% salary hike have received. So first of all, you need to use a clause called as group by department. Now, group by department means that we are going to get all the data grouped by department. It is just like in Excel when you create a pivot. And in the pivot, when you drag and drop a column in the rows section, so basically in the pivot, you are trying to group by that particular column. Similarly, in SQL, this is a very synonymous to pivoting. You're pivoting the data by department. Now, when you are pivoting, basically in a grouping by, here you have to use a analytical function like max, min, sum, average, count, etc. So here, now our question is maximum and minimum salary. So first what I'll do is I'll say, what's my maximum monthly income, for example, and per department. Let's just take first example per department. Okay, so in the sales, people who have received less than 13% salary hike, their maximum monthly income is 9,924 and research and development 9,980. You can order by max monthly income descending. So the highest one will come at the top. Okay, so research and development has the maximum monthly income, sales the next, and human resources next. Now I also want minimum monthly income. So here you go, you will get both the parameters, but we are sorting only by the max. So in research and development, okay, the people who have less than salary hike of 13% have maximum monthly income of 9,980 and minimum of 10,000. Okay. Now, for example, you want to first do a group by and then perform a filter, then you need to use a clause having, and then like this. Okay, so this is an example which showed you how you use group by and having. Now let's take another example. Calculate the average monthly income of all employees who worked more than 3 years and whose education background is medical. Okay, so now similarly, what we have to do is first, let's first get the details of the employees who have spent more than 3 years at this company and are from education field medical. Now this is the list of all the employees, okay, who belong to this filter criteria. But now I want the average monthly income across all these employees who fit into this filter criteria. So I'll do by group by education field, and anyways it's only medical, so I have to use a function, mathematical function average avg monthly income, and I will get the average monthly income, which is 7,345. So basically employees who have spent more than 3 years in the company and belong to the medical education field have an average monthly income of 7,345. You want to do group by or not, it doesn't matter, because anyways it's a filter criteria, so you can discard this group by. Okay, now next, identify the total number of male and female employees under attrition whose marital status is married and haven't received promotion in last 2 years. Okay, so now our criteria is select, first let me just say select star from employee attrition whose marital status is equal to married and year since last promotion is 2. Okay, so who haven't received promotion since last 2 years equal to 2. Now this is my data set now after the filter criteria, and attrition equal to yes. Okay, now these are the employees. Now I want the total number of male and female employees. So now I have to apply group by, because I now want a group by gender, and the count of male and female employees who fit into this criteria. So 8 male and 2 females is the total count of the employees who belong to this criteria, where their marital status is married, year since last promotion is only 2, and attrition is yes. Okay, so now you should be able to understand when to use group by and when not. Group by is required when you need to do a pivoting or a group by basis a particular textual column, and then you need a relevant calculated measure or number associated with it using a mathematical function like count, sum, average, etc. Next, employees with max performance rating but no promotion for 4 years and above. Okay, now this is an interesting thing. Now let's first of all find in our data set what is the maximum performance rating which has been given to a particular employee. First, let's check our data set. Let's take a glance at the data set. Performance rating. Yeah, okay. So people have performance rating as 3, 4, 5, etc. 3 or 4, I believe. So let's see what is the maximum performance rating. So maximum performance rating is 4. Okay. So no one has received greater than 4. So I need the list of employees with maximum performance rating as 4. As maximum performance rating, but no promotion for 4 years and above. Okay. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll write a subquery where I'll check like this above, select max performance rating from employee attrition, and then I'll in the where clause of performance rating should be equal to this, right? So if tomorrow in my data set there is a employee who has received a performance rating of 5, so then this query will automatically start returning 5. Okay. Then what is the year since last promotion is greater than equal to 4, and then now I can run this query. Okay, so now you can see this is the list of employees who have received maximum performance rating but haven't received promotion is more than 4 years, greater than equal to 4 years. Okay. Now next, who has maximum and minimum percentage of salary hike? Okay, so now I want to check which particular set of employees who have spent X amount of years at company, have a performance rating and year since last promotion, but what is their maximum and minimum percentage salary hike? So for example, what I wanted to show with this data set is that people with 1 year at company, performance rating is 4, year since last promotion is 0, means they are very recently been promoted, but their salary hike, maximum salary hike which those set of employees have received is 25 and minimum is 20, right? And years at company similarly. So this data set is actually sorted by descending order of maximum percentage of salary hike and then ascending order of minimum percentage of salary hike. So anyone who has all these set of employees who have maximum of 25 but minimum of 20 to 25, right? So the criteria, the query which we have used is we have grouped by years at company, performance rating, year since last promotion, and within that we have found out what is the max and minimum percentage of salary hike. Now after grouping it, we have used order by clause. In the order by, first we are descending, means highest first, lowest later of maximum percentage salary hike, and then after you have the sorting of maximum, minimum percentage salary hike should be in ascending, lowest first and higher later. Okay. Now another very important keyword within SQL is distinct. So for example, I want to find out what are the set of distinct departments in my in my office or in my organization. So these are the set of departments to which any employee belongs to. So you can use distinct. Now next, take another example. Employees working overtime but given minimum salary hike and are more than 5 years with company. Okay, now I want to check that there are people who are working overtime but they are given minimum salary hike and already are more than 5 years with the company, right? So similarly, first I'll try to find out what is the minimum percentage of salary hike given in the firm. Which is 11%. Okay, so now first I'll get this list of employees who have spent overtime, who have done overtime and received minimum percentage salary hike, and are also spent more than 5 years in the company. So this is a pretty small data set, and even if I apply and attrition equal to yes, okay, so you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 people have left the firm because of probably they were spending overtime, they were given minimum salary hike, and they were already with the firm for the last 5 years. So this is a good finding which can be presented to the management, that these are the probably the reason why people are leaving. Now similarly, you can also check just by flipping the conditions. Okay, who are the people who are doing overtime and have received maximum salary hike. Now if I want to check what is the maximum salary hike which has been given in the firm is 25. So people who have received 25% salary hike but have only spent less than 5 years in the firm. Okay, so okay, great, I only get one person who belongs to this criteria, so it's a good catch. Okay, you can check, there is a one person, there is an outlier, there is an exceptional case, and probably it could be that the person have performed extraordinarily, or what is the other reason behind. So you can, the HR or any management person can take a look into it. Okay, and similarly, who has not spent overtime? People who have not done overtime but have received maximum salary hike. Okay, again, this is also a good catch. You can check, they have not done overtime, they were not doing overtime, but they received maximum salary hike and have spent less than 5 years in the firm. So that's also a good thing to look at, that why are these people given a hike. Another one, what is the maximum relationship satisfaction minimum for people with basis the marital status? So this is a pretty straightforward 4 and 1. So all different kind of analytics, and you can perform queries, you can write queries, you can check, you can do make some inferences, derive some inferences, intelligence out of your data. You can mine information, you can write queries. So it's a very powerful tool. Now let's take a look at our second data set, which is Olympic events. Now in this data set, we have columns like ID, name of the Olympian, sex, age, height, weight, the team which he or she belongs to, the code of the country, the games, the year in which the Olympics were done, season, it was a summer Olympics or winter Olympics, the city where the events were done, the sport and the name of the event, and whether the player or the participant won a gold, silver, bronze, or whether he did not win any medal, like any, not applicable. Now, so basically it's an interesting data set. Let's see what all inferences, what all queries we can kind of fire in this and make some intelligent inference out of it. Okay, so this is the basic query. Select star from your schema name dot the table name. Now first query which I want to find out is, write an SQL query to find in which sport or event India has won the highest medals. It could be gold, silver, bronze, but not any. Okay, so I want to get a count of the total medals tally of India according to each event in which it has participated, and I want the highest to lowest medal tally. Okay, so now I'll just first break up this query for you. So let's first say select star from Olympic events where team is equal to India. Now this is the entire data set, filter data where India has participated, and these are the participants. Now I am excluding, which is not equal to, I am excluding all those events where India has not won a medal. So okay, so now I've excluded those events. So now India has medals with bronze, gold and silver. Now I want a count of all these medals per event. Now it makes sense for me to do a group by event. So now I am doing a group by. Now in my select clause, I can have event or any other aggregation or number crunching which I want to do. Now my goal is to get the medals tally. So group by event and get the count of the medal. So India has won 28 medals in men's hockey, 1 in shooting rifle and 1 in wrestling, men's wrestling. Okay, so total 30 is the total count, and out of that this is the breakup. Okay, by default you can see the data is already sorted, but you can also put a sorting clause, order by count of medal descending, and you will get the same result, 28 1 1. So it's a good inference. You can check. Even if you want that in which year, per year wise breakup, if you want, so you can use this column year and say, for example, you just say year and event. Now let's see what we get. Okay, so now in 1932 men's hockey we got the maximum medals, then 1952, then 1928. Yeah, either you can sort, so we have sorted by descending highest medal count to the lowest medal count, or if you want to order by year, so here you have the latest one from 2012 to 1928, which is now the data is sorted by year descending, or you can say oldest to earliest, which is 28 to 2012. So all the options are available. So but we want to see what is the problem statement which we want to solve. Next example. Identify the sports or event which was placed most consecutively in the Summer Olympic Games. Okay, so now similarly, now we want only the Summer Olympics. So what we will do is Olympic events where season equal to summer. Okay, now I have filtered that data, and event, group by event, and get the count of that particular event. Now I want to sort it. Men's football is the most played event. Okay, so again say order by event, count descending. Okay, so men's football 1545 events, hockey, basketball, water polo, cycling, rowing, athletics, men 400 meter, relay 100 meters. So this is the descending order of the events. Next example. Write an SQL query to fetch the details of all the countries which have won most number of silver and bronze medals and at least one gold medal. Now this is interesting. We want a separate count of medals tally, which is silver, bronze and gold separately first. Okay, so now we will take an example of a case statement now in SQL. What I have to do first is I have to query the Olympic events table, and I have to check in which case I have the team or the player has won silver. I'll say if someone has won silver, say then 1 L0. If someone has won bronze, then 1 L0. Someone has won gold, 1 L0. So I have basically created 3 columns, separate columns basis the condition of whether the person is winning silver, bronze and gold. Now I'm just going to run this query independently, and if you see in the end, now I have 3 new columns introduced basis the count of the gold, silver and bronze. So suppose for this example, this player has won gold, so he has 1 in front of the gold. Okay, someone has bronze, so there's a 1 here. Now I'll use these 3 columns to do a sum to get the total tally of silver, bronze and gold separately. So now if you observe, I have put this in a query, and on top of this query now I am writing another query which is select team, comma, sum of silver column, sum of bronze, sum of gold, and I am grouping by team. So now if you see this, China has won 32 silver, 27 bronze, 41 gold, Denmark, etc. Now I have per team its medals tally, silver, bronze, gold, but now I have to put a condition that I only want a list of teams which have at least won 1 gold, means the sum of gold tally should be greater than 0. So now I will use my having clause. So after doing my grouping, I am applying the having clause. It means I should remove all the teams which have gold equal to 0. Okay, so now if I apply this, there is no team now left in my data set which is having 0 golds. At least 1 gold is there. Okay, now idea is to sort which has won the most number of silver and bronze medal. Now I have to do sort by silver. Let's do that. Okay, so now if you see, United States have won most number of silver and bronze medals, but at least have 1 gold. So this is the actual output, which is what we want. Okay, next is France, Italy, and if you go to the bottom, the last, there is if you see Scotia or China 2 or any other example, I'll just take another example. Uzbekistan, Ireland, Indonesia, if you see, only 1 gold and 1 silver. So that's why it's at the bottom of the table. Uzbekistan 4 gold, but at least they have 1 gold. Okay. Next, another very obvious thing which you might come to mind, which player has won the maximum number of gold. Okay, so similar to the previous query, we will again create a column with a case statement that give me a count of only gold, and then on top of it I'll use the name of the player, group by name rather than the team, and find and then sort by sum of gold. See, Matthew Nicholas has won 8 golds, Ole Einer 8, Usain Bolt 8 golds. Okay, then Nikolai 7, Victor, all these. So this is the sorted order of your golds tally. Next, which sport has maximum events? Very simple, group by sport and get a count star and then sort. Athletics is the maximum events which have happened, gymnastics, swimming. And again, similar question, which year has shown the maximum number of events? Which year were 1992, there were maximum events, then 1988, then 2016, then 2000. So you can see, 1992 was the maximum number of events which were played. So these are the kind of, intelligent inferences, SQL mining you can do on this data set.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.